Well, good, beautiful morning, folks, and welcome again to Tesla, Northwest and EVs. You and I are going to have an exciting day. We're heading down to visit my grandson and my son-in-law and daughter in Clear Lake, California, and we're in Eugene, Oregon right now. We made it down the I-5 corridor through Washington. I didn't think it'd be that exciting for you, but now, come along as we use the latest version of FSD 12.3 to head down the I-5 corridor through Oregon into Northern California. There's going to be mountain passes, I-5, supercharging, lots of different opportunities for FSD to show us its stuff. So please won't you join me on the flip side as we head down I-5 in Oregon into Northern California using the latest version of Tesla's full self-driving beta 12.3. Thank you. Okay, America, we are getting ready to head out onto I-5. So we are in, like I said, Eugene. Got a little bit of radar action happening, and we're going to hop on I-5 south. So thank you for joining us. It's a little bit of a gray, kind of drizzly day here in Oregon. Our first stop is going to be in Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Creek. Myrtle Creek. So we're going to head that way. We'll get there in about an hour and a half. We've got 92 miles, 71% state of charge, and we're projected to get into Myrtle Creek with 18%. Great using hotels with supercharging. Absolutely love that. So very, very cool. Although that was an interesting hotel. The Tesla handle only charged at 2 kilowatts. And if I hadn't checked PlugShare, I would have never known. But the 1772 connector, that one was 6 kilowatts. So big difference, and I'm glad I checked PlugShare. PlugShare is your absolute friend when you're on a road trip like this. I use it to make sure the chargers are operating and how fast they are and if they're busy, etc., etc. So highly recommend that app, as well as ABRP, a better route planner. Okay, there you go. You can see it got us onto the freeway. Good, using a blinker. Oregon is notoriously short on ramps, and it looks like it's a notorious mess. And we should be switching to... Good, now we need to get over. Okay, I initiated that lane change. All right, now we'll let the car drive. So thank you so much for joining us. As you can see, it seems to like to use blinkers in Oregon. Don't ask me what's going on with that, but good for it. So we're gonna head on down the road. If we see anything interesting, we'll be sure to bring it to you. And again, we're using the latest version of full self-driving 12.3 as we head down I-5 south. So we're about 6.5 miles from the supercharger, and I thought I'd just bring you a little bit of this beautiful Oregon countryside. FSD's been doing wonderfully. No disengagements. The only interventions, like there, I put the blinker on to get over, but that's about it. It's just doing awesome. The auto wipers are working pretty well, as you can see. It's kind of a dreary, rainy day here, so we're going to get to our supercharger in just a few minutes. I'll bring you back when we get on the city streets, and we'll see how FSD does going into Myrtle Creek. All right, folks. Beautiful area. We just love Oregon. The Pacific Northwest is amazing. So thanks for joining me, and I hope you're enjoying the video. We're going to have lots of cool stuff throughout the day, and I'll try and keep it short. So thanks, and we'll talk to you in a little bit. 2 miles away from Riddle, Oregon, and Myrtle Creek, where the supercharger is. So we're going to come up here, and we're going to get off on this next exit, and we'll see how full self-driving 12.3 does. Should get into Clear Lake about 5 o'clock tonight, and they got chargers at that casino. It's a bit of a charging desert around Middleton and Clear Lake, but you know, we make the best with what we got. That's what we got PlugShare for, and a better route planner. So always good idea to kind of know your surroundings. One thing I found, right, with Teslas is they do an awesome job navigating you to where you want to go, but they don't always take into account that you might want some battery when you get to your destination, right? It'll route you there with 12, 15, 13%, and you might need to leave. So I'm always a big proponent of knowing your charging. Okay, so we got a stop sign. The car's kind of puzzling what's going on here. Good. Okay, its vision is blocked by a truck, but now it can see, and we're gonna go. Awesome. And I can see the superchargers up here on the left. And are going to see if this was a really, really easy challenge for full self-driving, folks. But you know what? That's okay. We never know what we might find. So, great. I don't know how much it'll go. Let's see if it will pull all the way up into them. Yeah, so far so good. Let's see if it takes us right to the Superchargers. It would be awesome if they get it reverse turned on. That's supposed to be an update coming. So then the car can put itself into reverse and back into a parking spot. That would be awesome. Okay, we made it. This is looks like a 2468 stall version 3 supercharger here in Myrtle Creek. So we're gonna grab some juice and we'll check back in with you when we leave. We're leaving Myrtle Creek. We just got our charge. It was $17.16. It was 33 cents a kilowatt hour. And the car is giving me an FSD logo. So I'm gonna engage it and we'll see how it does getting out of this parking lot. I'm not gonna be overly confident, but you know what? We'll give it a shot here. Don't curb the tire. All right, so we're gonna just see if it can get out of a parking lot on its own. So if you're bored by this, go ahead and fast forward through it. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take over. So that was a waste of tape. How to properly use a travel neck pillow. Does the hole go in front or does the hole go in back? Please let us know in the comments how you wear yours. The opening. So we're leaving Myrtle Creek. We just got a charge. It was about 17 bucks, 33 cents a kilowatt hour, and we're gonna now head to Yreka. I tried to have it drive me out of the parking lot, but that was a disaster. It just kind of didn't really know what it was doing. So we're gonna hop on I-5 South, keep heading towards California, and we'll bring you some footage as things come along. Again, that was a quick little charge, took about 30 minutes. Long enough to go in, grab a banana, go to the bathroom, have a quick bite. And now we've got about 2 hours and 127 miles to get to Yreka. Car thinks we'll get in with about 13% state of charge. So there we go, good blinker. Merging onto the interstate. Nicely done. And we're gonna be speed limited because of weather. That might be a bummer. All right, folks, we'll check in when we get down the road a little ways, but as you can see, FSD is doing great. I don't want to call it a downfall, but one very cautious feature on FSD is it won't go over the speed limit if it thinks the weather sucks. I don't think this weather sucks, but it won't go any faster, and then it'll just all of a sudden, it'll change its mind, and then it'll go up to 70, it'll let you go 5 over, and then it'll change its mind and go back to the speed limit. And I mean, that's fine, but Tesla, for that update, you can't pick single or double pull FSD anymore, so you can't even engage traffic aware cruise control and just steer on your own unless you disable FSD. So it's a little bit annoying, but you know, we're making do. My foot's getting tired from trying to keep it at 75. But that is one of the downfalls. And then the other thing, of course, with an electric vehicle, right, all this rain is adding resistance, and so now instead of making it to Yreka, we're going to stop in Medford. It redirected us to Medford for a charge. And one of the reasons it does that is Tesla is very conservative with their navigation, I've found. I mean, it tends to want to get you into a supercharger usually above 10%, so between 15 and 13% usually. And so we were dipping under 10, and once we dipped under 10% getting into Yreka, it rerouted us to Medford. So we'll pop in there, we'll get a quick charge, we'll see how FSD does get into the supercharger. But I wanted to show you that it's still, you know, it's not perfect, right? There you go. It won't let me go faster than 65. I totally understand that's a safety feature, and I'm not complaining, but I am saying that it's not realistic on a road like this. It's going a little over isn't a big deal. So anyway, folks, we'll check back in. We got about a half an hour till we get to Medford. Thank you. Catch you on the flip side. We go 10 over, which is a little more comfortable for the flow of traffic around here, so that's nice. So we've been setting it there. We got about 2.5 miles to go before we hit our supercharger. We should get there in a couple minutes. And I just thought I would bring you along here for the rest of the ride. when we first got on I-5 south this morning, we had a little car merge and almost hit us. No blinker. We were in this blind spot. They didn't see us and they cut over into the left lane. And FSD did awesome. It moved out of the way. It handled the situation perfect until I could take over. My wife was like, whoa, and I looked and I saw him and then I took over. But FSD handled it very, very well. I was super impressed. The only thing that sucks is I didn't get any dash cam footage. I checked and it was not there. So unfortunately, I don't have that to bring you. There's a carload of Teslas. Any Cybertrucks?
No.
Nope, no Cybertrucks. And we haven't spotted any Cybertrucks yet. Been on the lookout as we come into the Superchargers to see if we see any Rivians or Fords. I don't know which ones are open on the network to them yet or not. I know they're open, I just don't know which ones. And I guess I'm not the best YouTuber because I haven't researched it, but you know, hey, I'm just trying to have fun and bring you guys along to have a good time too. So the car should be thinking about getting over. I'm going to lower my speed by 5.
Cracker Barrel is about 4 miles away.
Oh, Cracker Barrel's delicious, but we're not going to go there. All right, so it's trying to make up its mind, and it's going to duck in behind this person here. We're only going to be here like 10 minutes, so this will be a really short charge. Yeah, I don't want to sit in a Cracker Barrel for an hour to eat them. Okay, nicely done. Not sponsored either by the Cracker Barrel, by the way.
Should be.
Well, we have differing opinions. I want to get to the hotel before 8 o'clock, so I want to just kind of mosey. We'll eat, but
yay.
Have to charge, and then we'd have to charge, then drive there, and then come back and get on I-5. Maybe some other time. Okay, that was really well done. Very smooth. As we had our little conversation. Got a green light here. Good. Nicely done. And now we're going to have to get up here and get into the left-hand lane. Good.
Guess I'm going to need a target.
And good, good, good. And there's our Supercharger. All right, so let's see how it does cutting across all this traffic and see if it makes sure it doesn't hit the curb. And then we will duck out. Oh, there's a restaurant right up there. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a Five Guys.
It's probably 4 miles away.
Huh.
Oh, it's In and Out.
It's a Red Lobster. Okay, that did great. So here we are. We're at Supercharger. Looks like another version 3. There's a Target and a Red Lobster. So we're going to get hooked up, find my wife something to eat so she's not grumpy, and we will get back with you. Oh, well, my wife just took it out of FSD for whatever reason. I don't know why. We're just leaving Medford. Cost us about $8 for a charge. It was 26 cents a kilowatt hour, so a little cheaper the further south we are. And FSD is going to hold us at 75. And weird speed limits in Oregon. It's 55 right now. And I'm kind of thinking that maybe those are some of those slowest limits in the states, but, you know, somebody prove me wrong. So we're headed to Mount Shasta now, get there in about an hour and a half, and we'll bring you some FSD footage on the freeway if anything cool happens. We're right next to a big-ass truck, and it's handling it just fine. And then as it navigates into Mount Shasta to the Supercharger. Didn't bring any footage leaving because, well, my wife doesn't always like to use FSD. She's not as patient as I am, nor as much of an artiste. So we will be back here with you in a little while when something exciting happens. Look at all the beautiful stuff up on the hill. All right, hey, thank you, America, and the rest of the world. We'll check in with you in a little bit. Heading on the FSD front, but unfortunately, to save battery, I don't leave my camera running all the time, and literally, we just had a truckload of 4 Cybertrucks pass us northbound. So they're probably headed up to Washington or well, maybe an Oregon dealer too, but or Portland, yeah. So very cool. If we see any more, we'll let you know. But yep, truckload of 4 Cybertrucks heading north on I-5. And we got a little over an hour yet before we get to Mount Shasta. Definitely not out of spec style. We're getting into these places with 40%, 25%, but it's because I don't want to think too hard. I'm just letting the car do the thinking for us, and we're just enjoying the trip and all this beautiful scenery. Man, if you have not been to Oregon, it is a gorgeous state. Weird speed limits, but gorgeous, gorgeous state. Okay, folks, I just wanted to tell you that we saw some Cybertrucks, and I hope you're enjoying the video. We'll check back in with you when we get a little closer to Mount Shasta, and again, we'll try and keep this hopefully under half an hour. All right, catch you on the flip side. An interesting situation. We got a semi-truck pulling another semi-truck, and I just kind of wanted to see what the car would think as we went by it with FSD on. Doesn't seem to bother it. Kind of a weird, it just looks like a box with no, oh, there's the truck in the front, but okay, so FSD didn't mind that at all. We are in California, by the way, beautiful Northern California. We passed through Wairika a little while ago, and just about to Montague. So rain is coming, going. You got some low clouds. Oh no, that's smoke. There's a forest fire up there, or a controlled burn, one or the other. Some road construction, and FSD did beautiful. Now it was just cones. They had one lane turned off, but for anybody that's used it in the past, you'll remember it used to like try and like bomb into the other lane anytime there was an opening in the cones because it wanted to go faster, and did really well. Held the course, followed the other traffic, and now we're back on and rolling. So we're just about 20 minutes away from our charger stop. Absolutely gorgeous through here. The sun's kind of out. It's cloudy. There's snow in the mountains, and yeah, just love Northern California. So we'll check back in when we get to beautiful Mount Shasta, and I think I think I know which one this is. It's stashed kind of back by those, like that cinema, and where nobody will let you use the bathrooms. Yep. Yeah. So we'll let you know if that's the one, and we'll bring you some footage as the car drives us to it once we get off the freeway. All right, thanks, folks. All right, we are coming up to Mount Shasta Supercharger, just about a mile and a half away, a couple minutes. Drive's been going good. It's absolutely gorgeous through here. I know I keep saying that, but you know, we had Mount Shasta off to our left, and just amazing, you know, shrouded in the clouds. And for those of you who don't know, Mount Shasta's got a whole like paranormal aura about it. They think there's like UFOs hiding in it, and Bigfoot's around here, and gosh knows what else. So it butts up to the Modoc National Forest. We're on the west side of Shasta, but if we were on the east side of Shasta, we'd be over closer to Modoc, and that's a cool area with lots of neat kind of paranormal happenings. So here we go. Good job. And I do believe this is the one I'm thinking of. It's not super hard to get to, but it'll be challenging enough, right? I mean, we can't all live in San Francisco and New York and torture test these cars like in LA traffic, but I don't necessarily think that's always needed, because probably about 90% of us live in areas where it's kind of like this, relatively rural, and not super hard to get around, but sometimes you're going in and out of cities, right? So I think this is a pretty fair representation of using FSD for the average person. Good, nice. Car slowed down when it saw this person. That was really well done. Now, the one weird thing is, like I've said, with this, even if you don't have the offset turned on, you have to goose the accelerator to get it to speed up, and then it'll slow back down. Now, they're supposed to be fixing that with an update, and it kind of makes sense, right? Because if they got rid of all of the code, if they got rid of over 300,000 lines of heuristic code, then the neural net is having to, you know, basically figure out, oh, what's a safe speed? Oh, that was nicely done. Wow. Utilize that yellow. So, you know, without a rule in there saying if you see the speed limit, go the speed limit and offset it by this much, its brain is thinking that through. So anyway, I kind of give it a little bit of a break for that. So here we are, we're at the Supercharger. We're going to get some juice. This is a version 2. It's not real fast, and it's a 2, 4, 6, 8, 12 stall. So check back in with you in a little bit, folks. Oh, and they've got charge point, new charge point chargers over right off to our left here by the Mexican restaurant. There's 4 handles there too, so very cool. And my wife's using the urinal method of supercharging. Skip every other stall. Yeah, you gotta have your brake on. And we're gonna get charged. So thanks, folks. And you can see on the camera there the charge points. Oh, there's another Tesla pulling in. Catch you on the flip side. I-5 north, and as you can see, the weather's got our speed limited to 65, so Nicole's just cruising in the right lane, and we're gonna head on to Corning, California. Now, one of the kind of tricks I did want to mention here, right, is, again, Tesla's navigation does a great job, And if you just want to be mindless about your drive, then you really shouldn't complain about how long it takes sometimes to charge, because right now it's routing us to the Corning, California Supercharger. There's 8 stalls, and it's a version 1, or excuse me, a version 2, 150 kilowatt. So it's slow. About 19 miles north up I-5 at Red Bluff are 2 level 3 chargers at 250 kilowatt. And the only reason I know that is because I checked the review of the Supercharger on Google and I looked, right? So again, depending on how you want your trip to go, it does take a little more planning, but I like that. It's fun for me to kind of, again, I think you guys know, right? Like, be the captain of the ship when you're over on that side, or on this side, you know, kind of be the navigator and be checking plug share and AVRP, and, you know, it's a little more interactive than just mindlessly typing things in. But we do kind of, for the most part, follow the Tesla suggestions. So because we want to get lunch, we're going to roll to Corning, but we might change our minds. Anyway, folks, as you can see, real steady and easy using autopilot or FSD 12.3 here on I-5. Nothing too exciting, and we left Mount Shasta. Cost about $10 to charge. I forgot to check and see what it was per kilowatt hour. Anyway, talk to you soon, and thanks for joining us here at Tesla Northwest EVs. And if you're enjoying this or you find it interesting, I'd love it if you'd hit that subscribe, like, and maybe participate with a comment or something. But, you know, do whatever you want. Corning, California, and our version 2 Supercharger. And we are going to let Amos get us there. It looks like it might be slightly interesting. And my wife's driving again, so if she takes over, that's perfectly okay. Everybody's got different kind of levels of comfort when taking over. Maybe we'll see if the olive pit is close to our Supercharger, and we can eat some pitted olives for lunch. Don't say that around here. These are all olive trees. It's the big olive community here, so.
Sorry, Corning.
You gotta love your olives. Well, I like them. I'll eat enough for the both of us. Oh yeah, I remember this place.
Now turn left onto Corning Road.
Because there's that giant burger restaurant. I just remember seeing it. Like, oh, giant burger. Yum. All right. Yeah, this person's got a great bumper sticker. Help, Dad farted, and we can't get out. It's classic. Who am I to talk about class, though? Okay, cool. So this is a unprotected left turn. Stop. Nobody's coming. Excellent job. Excellent job. And looks like we got a right at a light and then into our Supercharger. So
In 500 feet, turn right onto Old Corning Road.
oh, looks like we might be having some Burger King.
No.
Oh, there's an Asian Gardens restaurant.
Now turn right onto Old Corning Road.
Okay. Sure as heck will. There's a Subway if you'd rather have Subway. That person cut that lane. That was nice. Oh yeah, yep, and it's right up here back behind. What is this guy doing? Like, he must have no idea where he's going. Maybe he's looking for a Supercharger. All right, folks. Well, we made it, so we will check in with you after we get charged. I don't know what the hell these people are doing. You need to put your blinker on to let them know that you're turning.
It was on.
Well, it's not on now.
Because
We're getting out of Corning. We're going to be heading down I-5 for a while, and then we're going to get on California 20. And it was kind of interesting. We were sitting there charging. My wife's, FSD's driving.
Yep.
Oh, cool. So real quick, you got to go here. Now it's got to go up here and get off south. I thought it was south was actually right there.
Oh.
It's not. It's a good thing you didn't listen to me. Good thing we got FSD turned on.
Take the Interstate 5 south route.
Yeah, so we're going to go down I-5 a little bit further, and then we're going to get on California 20 and head towards Clear Lake. My wife is going to do the Interstate 5 portion, and then I'm going to take over because it's like up and down, twisty, turny, curvy. So it'll actually probably be good FSD fodder. Nice tight corner here as we come around. And it was interesting, like, before I stopped, I didn't get to finish saying, we were sitting there at the charger, and what? And at first it said, oh, you're going to get into your destination with 13%. And then we sat for a while and it thought about it and it said, nope, now you're going to get in with 28%. So now it thinks we're going to get in with 32%. So kind of just interesting. The navigation was having a rough day. But I think we're back on track. And if we see anything cool or interesting, we will bring it to you. And again, I just appreciate everybody that joining us on this fun little trip. Talk to you soon and see you on the flip side. Are getting on to California 20. And the car did that pretty well. It slowed down a little more, but I mean, that was because it's a change. And notice, now it kind of thinks we're in city streets because we're on a state route. So now I'm going to have to probably be goosing the pedal for a while to keep it up to speed, but we'll see. So we're going to come up here. We're making a right onto 20. We'll get established, and then I'll bring you some footage as we cruise. This is a kind of a hilly drive, lots of twists and turns. There's a pass, so it should be hopefully interesting, and it looks like we'll have a badass Audi Q5 in front of us. From Washington, no less. So that probably means that they won't go very fast, and they'll stay in the left lane the whole time. Oh, I'm sorry, Washington drivers. I'm one too. Okay, come to a complete stop. Good. People are probably like, what is he doing? But, you know, that's the rules. Okay, off we go. Now we're heading southwest. So if anything exciting happens, I will bring you that shortly. Catch you on the flip side. Quick observations, right? Because we've been using this mostly on the interstate. That's the video clips we've been bringing you, or going into a supercharger. But now we're on a state route. Notice how it is absolutely just right on the fog line. I do not know why, but it loves the fog line when we're on FSD, City Street, Auto Steer, I guess. I don't know, there's too many different names now. And the other weird thing is again, right, I've got my autopilot set with the automatic speed offset at 15 plus. I should be going 70 right now, and I'm going 65, and the only reason is because I nudged it up to 65. If I hadn't nudged it, it would have just stayed at 55. So I've found is if you just gently goose it up to a speed, right? Let's go up to 68, 69, nice. I'm gonna leave it there, and now it'll stay there, right? Oh, that went up to 70. So it's gonna basically kind of stay, at least what I've found, where you goose it up to, and then, oh, nope, now it's gonna slow down a little bit. So definitely some things to be working on with this version of FSD Beta 12.3 in regards to these state routes and kind of rural routes where you're gonna go fast. You wanna make sure that the car is gonna keep up with traffic, and there is a cop. So we're gonna slow down. There, you see, now you notice I took it out, I disengaged it, I slowed down, and when I re-engaged it at 61, it's holding that 61. So it's almost like you almost have to tell the computer, hey, this is how fast I want you to go. Anyway, that's my observation. Oh, here's some cool trucks. We will check back in with you. We've got about 56 miles to go to get to where we're going. Gating through here on California 20, and I thought I'd bring you a little footage. Nice and twisty, turny. I do have to goose it from time to time, as you can see. The weather is terrible. It's pouring down rain. It's a small, narrow state route. Really twisty, and the car is doing just fine. So, again, I know it's not as challenging as some of the congestion in big cities, but you know, we gotta drive everywhere, and I like to put it through its paces on these rural routes, and it is definitely doing that today because this is not nice weather. So we're getting real close. We're only about 36 miles away, and should get in with about 26% state of charge, and we're at 41 right now. So I am guessing, because we've been going uphill a lot, we're going to be going down, and we'll get a little juice back. So really appreciate you joining me. This video is just about at the end. We've probably got a little bit more footage for you, and then we'll call it quits. Thanks, folks. Interesting interchange coming up here. It's like a wacky kind of roundabout thing, so I thought I'd bring you along for the ride. Again, doing just great. The weather has been terrible. Now it's getting a little better. But Full self-driving's been pretty confident. Just had to nudge it every now and then, let it know it needs to go a little faster, like now. All right, and as you can see coming up here, kind of a goofy dealy bopper. So let's see how we manage it. I don't know if you need a blinker. Okay, so good. We're going into here. Maybe a little slower than I would like, but okay. And now we're going to go all the way around. Come on, car. There you go. Okay, it's going through this at a nice pace. Last time we did this, it was so slow to accelerate out of here, and I think that problem has been fixed. Yeah, that's great. There, it's given a nice acceleration, handled it with no problems. It only accelerated up to 40. It's still 10 under the speed limit, but you know what? It's learning, so I'm going to give it a pass. I think that did that pretty well, and it accelerated out of it. It just didn't accelerate up to the speed that I would have liked. So we are awful close, about 20 minutes away. I don't know how much more interesting stuff there is, so when we get to the hotel, I will let you know. Thanks, folks. Oh, it's so beautiful through here. To our destination. We're driving through the cute little town of Middleton, California. We're about 2 miles away from the hotel, and we'll be getting in with about 25% state of charge. I'm really impressed with FSD. I mean, we did, what did we say it was, 800 miles?
Yeah.
830 miles, and I bet you we used FSD 95% of the time. And really the only reason I disengaged it was because I just wanted to do things that it wouldn't do, like move around in traffic. It's probably the reason why I got a speeding ticket already on this trip. But and Nicole got put in FSD jail because she kept messing with Spotify. But on our way, thank you so much, folks. I really appreciate your time. We'll probably put another video together as we head back to Washington. So this one I'm going to probably put up, I don't know, Saturday or Sunday, and then we'll have another one maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. Thank you so much, and just have a wonderful day, and we will catch you on the flip side here at Tesla, Northwest, and EVs.